favorite father and son duo covering Canes football and sports. What's going on, big dog? We already got
As
people in
always,
here.
yes, sir. It's all about this you. Say hey to Austin Canes. Austin, I'm with you, buddy. I know exactly what you mean. Luis, we were actually on time. We had 7 o'clock on our clock. So we
I
were,
was almost late. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm here,
yeah,
baby.
yeah, that is true. He was almost late. Mr. HD, what do you say? What's a good word?
What's going on, Austin Canes? Yeah, Austin, man. I had to let something off my chest, and some people I guess maybe didn't like it. Um, but whatever. I had to go ahead and let the fan my disappointment in some of the Canes fan. But at the end of the day, man, I also understand it because when you're disappointed, you say certain things. I mean, I do it sometimes, so it is what it is, man. Guys, if you're new here, subscribe, like, hit that notification bell so you get notified anytime we do go live every single Thursday at 7 p.m. And so you could get notified when we do upload our other videos. So yeah, this is our first live after the Florida game. So we're gonna chop it up with you guys, get some thoughts. I think it's gonna be a lot of interaction because me and the big dog already did a reaction video, just me and him. So thank you for those of you that watched that video and commented on that video. But I feel like this chat today is gonna be more about you guys, your thoughts on the game, your questions on the game, and your reactions. Man, it feels good that we get to let out some air and talk with our Canes fam and get some things off of our chest because it's been more, we were chatting with Wholesome and Paul and Anton a little bit here and there, but it's been me and a big dog really you know, just talking about things and yeah, disappointed that we had the game in the bag and we couldn't pull it off, man. So I'm happy that we got the Canes fam in here. What's going on, Carrie? Marty Mars, Unknown
Dan
Faith.
Kane, Byron Lamb, Fish fan, Miami, Tazland, 863 Kane. We said
Orange and
Marty
Green
Martin,
Blood.
Orange and Green Blood. We got to do it. Cohen, this is for you. It's all about the you, Cohen.
Always win, lose, or draw, baby. Always about this you, man.
That's right. HJS Kane, Gerson, Sean Taylor, Thomas Miles. We said Luis Rivera, Carrie Duhart. We mentioned Unknown Faith, CJ Miami Kane, Isaac. Uh,
Hey, Luis, I feel the same way, man. About Paul Finebaum. Hey, I really don't care. Like I know a lot of people are mad, but
Taz,
we've
thank you.
known this from him. You know what I'm saying? So
Taz, thank you so much. Got a nice donation from Tazland. He says, I love your videos. I always look forward to watching. Thank you so much. Thank you
you're
so much for supporting the channel.
you're getting on before I am, man. For some reason, man.
Do you have it pulled up?
No, I'm on Streamyard, so I guess
Put
you're
it
you're
on a
seeing
separate.
them.
Put it on a separate side where you can see them too, in
Yeah,
case I'm talking.
but it's hard, man, because I'm here trying to like do this over here on Streamyard, man. Like, it's easy for you to say big dog.
Bays to Perry, you Gold Wire, Buddy Woodard, 305G, Ramon Jordan. I hope I got everybody there. Sea Love Kane. All you guys, thank you so much for joining us. Guys, I know all of you are part of the Junior and the Big Dog family. But if you are new, please hit the subscribe, hit the like for us also, and leave us some comments and hit that notifications bell if you are new. But thank you guys so much for supporting our channel, for being with us. And we are truly blessed to have you.
Yeah.
So thank
Thank
you.
you.
And
Thank you, Tazland, for the donation. I just saw it right now, man.
yeah, pull it up on a separate window so that way you can see it.
Yeah, it's just tough. A63 came with a $5 dono as well, man. Thank you so much. He says Finebaum is an alien with big ears. Damn his opinion. We know
A63, I think that's an insult to aliens.
aliens are probably gonna go after you, A63.
Because at least aliens are usually have a higher intellect. Paul Finebaum, I don't know. I don't know how he even came to. I mean, I guess he started in Alabama, even though he's from. I guess he's from Tennessee or went to University of Tennessee. Then started on a radio station in Alabama, and and obviously he's a shill for the SEC. And what he said, listen,
I'm
to,
not
to me,
surprised though.
it
Like,
was flat out bigoted.
yeah, it
And
was.
and you know what? It shows you one of the reasons why he's always had so many negative things to say about a football team, because he shows his true colors, and there you see what was really behind all that negativity towards Miami.
I just think it's funny. Like, there's not. I mean, yeah, he apologized, whatever, but there's no. Like,
he apologized because ESPN made him apologize.
Of course they did.
That's
man.
the only reason. The only reason he apologized.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. But thank you for the dono, man. We really do appreciate it, man. Forget Finebaum, man. He's always been a hater. He even danced like an alien. You remember when he put on the chain? He was like, he did like some weird, like, he's just like weird, man. Like, I do not care what that man thinks at all. Like, I understand, like, a lot of Canes fans got mad because
outside of SEC people, I don't know anybody that does.
No, man.
It's because he's a shill for the SEC, so everybody in the SEC loves him to death because all he has to talk about is them. Now, right. what happened when Bama got the doors blown off by Clemson by 4 touchdowns?
Yeah.
Then they started this narrative that Clemson, their softer schedule helps them protect themselves for the games that Bama has to play in the tougher. And I'm like, what? Since when does facing a softer schedule help you in the playoffs? It hurts you.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyways, we won't talk about him. Guys, we'll talk about whatever you all want to talk about.
Yeah, man. I think Clavon, you said something about, did we get your messages on Twitter? Or Junior, did you receive my messages on Twitter? Yeah, I think we're going back and forth on. You're talking about. I don't think I received any like private DMs, but if you're talking about, because I was pretty active on Twitter over the weekend, man. I was like, just trying to relax on the overreaction from some Canes fans and stuff like that, and I mean, it is what it is, man. But
Austin Canes had a good point. He said Williams is better than Franks, and Bandy is better than Henderson. Did you see that Barton Simmons, the head guy for 247, said that watching the game, he doesn't know how anybody can have any other take other than Jaron Williams was the better quarterback out of the two between him and Franks.
I just love the fact that when Franks did that whole thing in the camera, like, oh, this is what I do, baby. This is what I do.
He throws a pick.
And then he throws a pick. Get out of here, nerd.
Yeah, but 247, he was on the podcast, that CBS podcast that they have, and he basically said, he goes, if I'm a coach right now, I'd rather have Jaron Williams. He was the best quarterback out there. Betu Perry with a donation. Thank you, Betu Perry, so much.
Yeah.
You guys are so generous.
Thank you so much, man. No, Clavon, I haven't. Today's been hectic for me, man. I was almost late even to the live, so I haven't really been on Twitter. I usually always post on Twitter our live. I share our video just to let Twitter world know, and I did it like at 6:59, letting everybody know that we're going live. So I'm running a little bit behind the clock, man. I haven't really been on Twitter that much today, but yeah, Betu Perry, man, thank you so much.
He said I can't believe that Finebaum has a UM in his name. And it's in his heart to us. It is. It is, Betu Perry. When you say something like that, I mean, it's not just that he knocked the program. He was knocking, and that's what Dan Le Batard was calling out, that what he meant by that wasn't just knocking the program. It was knocking the fan base. And what he was trying to say about the fan base was something that goes way beyond football. Mm-hmm. And he used the words third world nation, a guy who started his career in Alabama.
Third world program, I think is what he said.
What's that?
I think he said third world
program. Right. But that's what he's trying to say is that, and this is a guy who started out in Alabama. Okay, and he's going to talk about third world. I think if anybody would have thought Miami or Alabama, what's closer to third world?
Hey, let's just hop off.
No, I know.
He doesn't even like deserve our.
He doesn't. He doesn't.
Clayton says, "Are you two going to do a review of Georgia Tech after the game?" I don't think we're gonna have a chance to, man, because they're gonna be playing pretty much. Once I think they start. I think it starts at 8, doesn't it? Against Clemson. It's over on the ACC network. That's I guess that's their, their grand opening
game. Right.
The grand opening. I'm excited about ACC network. I'm not even gonna lie.
Clavon, you want us to do it after the game? Is what you're saying? Like to hop on like 11:30 or 12? It's just I don't know how many people are going to be up. I know it's Saturday night, but I mean, if you guys want that, I mean,
we're going to be able to cover them quite a bit, anyways. When when we play them. So
yeah,
I mean,
we'll have the preview. By the way, guys, we're going to do a film breakdown preview of the North Carolina game next week.
Yeah,
and we'll have that on there for you before our live chat, talking about the preview of that game, and we're going to break down film of the Florida game. We just wanted to hop on Tuesday. We recorded it just because there was so much opinion and so many things being said that we wanted to address.
I'll be honest, man. I'm interested to see this Georgia Tech team because it's going to be different from the Georgia Tech teams that we've seen, in the past with that triple option.
And listen,
God, that team got me so frustrated. Playing Georgia Tech always gets me so frustrated, man.
And injured.
Yeah,
and injured because of all their cup blocking.
But we almost lost two years in a row to them, man. If it wasn't because we lost last year to them, and the year before last, it was that ugly game where it was pouring
in the rain.
And if Langham doesn't, isn't the savior again like he was against Florida State and come down with that fourth down conversion, we probably lose that game as well. So that's 2 straight years we probably should have lost Georgia Tech, but this year, man, it's gonna be completely different, baby.
Yeah, Jeff Collins, he doesn't have his type of players yet, so he's gonna have to redo that whole roster.
Yeah, Ezra isn't playing actually. I don't think Ezra got cleared to play.
Got the waiver.
I don't.
I wish he would have. I wish he would have.
I was excited about Ezra. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't.
Yeah, but I wish he would have gotten a chance to play.
Yeah.
This year. 863 Cade. We are going to break down that Florida game, and with film and with a video breakdown and giving grades to the different position units and to basically the players overall. So we are going to do that.
Yeah. Tazland, good way to look out for the Canes family. He says, just so everybody knows, if you want to watch the UM and North Carolina game next week, but don't have ACC Network, PlayStation View has a free trial. So awesome. Good looking on that, Taz.
Awesome.
Awesome. I got it. I got AC Network.
And guys, I don't have any further news on Bolden. I don't know why he's not playing.
Still waiting.
Yeah, and the NCAA is obviously not in a hurry, of course, because it's Miami.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. Hopefully, Bolden's cleared to play next week against North Carolina. I think he will be. I think it's just a matter of the NCAA reviewing his credits and stuff like that from the junior college. So we shall see.
Yeah, but yeah, man. What are you feeling? What's the vibe like? Are you guys, because for me, okay, I'm gonna tell you what my vibe is. All right, I'm already, I feel like I'm already past Florida, to be honest with you. Like I'm already, looking back. Oh, if we didn't make this mistake, if we didn't have this many penalties, if we didn't have this many missed tackles, if they would have called that false start, if he would have made the kick, if Jeff Thomas doesn't muff that punt, if Jeff Thomas catches that touchdown. I mean, there's so many ifs. It's like, yo, it is what it is, man. I mean,
and this is the thing. What did we talk about before the game? We said, I wish we were playing them later in the season. We're going to make mistakes. There's going to be hiccups with the new system and freshmen starting all these different places, especially quarterback and the tackles, and that's exactly what we saw.
Yeah.
But what we also saw is that for a huge chunk of that game, we outplayed Florida. And you look at them, guys, they're a talented team. There's a reason why they won 10 games last year. But we outplayed them for a huge chunk of the game. Now, I understand the disappointment because we felt like we should have won. I get that. But going into that game, I feel even better about our future coming out than I did going in. Does that make any sense?
That makes sense. I wouldn't say that I felt good about our future even before the Florida game. Now I feel
I did too. I did too. I feel even better though.
Yeah. HJS Canes, what do you guys think about JT4's lackadaisical, performance against Florida? I was really disappointed, man.
I wouldn't call it lackadaisical, though, because I do think he was trying. Great big time players need to make big time plays in big time games, and I'll say that much.
There was a play. I feel like after JT muffed that punt, like, I don't know, man, his expression, he looked like he was a little checked out. And there was even a timeout that we had to burn because there was miscommunication with Jaron and JT. I don't know if you noticed that, big dog, but
yeah,
Jaron was like yelling at Jeff Thomas, and they were not on the same page about something,
right.
So there was something there. I don't know if maybe that muff punt man just like threw him for a loop. That touchdown catch, I understand it was, a heck of a play, and it's one of those things that it's a very tough catch. But man, if you think you're one of the best wide receivers in college football, if this is your moment to shine, you got plans to go to the NFL, you got to make a statement, man. I mean, you got to make a play, you got to stand out, and he had an opportunity to do that, and he didn't do that. So I mean, take that as you will, but big time players make big time plays, and we didn't see those big time plays from JT4 on Saturday, man. I mean, we just didn't. So I don't know. I think he's gonna bounce back though. Nonetheless, I think he's gonna bounce back.
Oh, I do too.
So Stacy Hall says, Stacey Hall, big dog, did you see the Justin Flowe film on when he picked the my goodness.
Did you guys haven't seen that yet?
My God. You guys have to see that, man. That was
hilarious. Justin, who was it? Stacy said that?
Yeah,
Stacy, it almost looked like he did like a little like WWE move too, because it almost looked like he was spinning him at the same time that he was throwing him over his head.
What I think is funny about that clip is that he had him wrapped up, and it's like, oh, the guy didn't want to go down. Oh, you don't want to go down. All right, man. I was like, whoa. Oh my goodness, man. Hey, I think you asked this, Stacy, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was you that asked us, even after this Florida game, do you think we still got a chance at Justin Flowe?
Right.
Me and the big dog have always, said, hey, as long as we have, and like we've said, this Florida game was not the end all be all, man. We could go 11-1, go into Charlotte, play Clemson, beat Clemson. Like, the opportunity on the table,
it's still there.
The ultimate goal is to win a national championship, and the opportunity to do that is still there. So it's not like this Florida game, our season's over. I mean, I think our guys, we saw it during the game how they were responding to adversity and the heart and the fight, which we didn't see under Mark Richt, frankly. So I think it was such a tough loss, especially considering how many mistakes were made and the fact that the U's walking away with that L, like, man, we should have won that game, man. Like, are you serious? But so they're not going into North Carolina like with their heads down. No, they're going into North Carolina pissed off, and that's what I'm excited about, because we should blow the doors off. I don't care if Mac Brown, your first game. No. We're going to blow your doors off, man. And I think this U team, man, they're really rallying behind Manny and the messages that he's been like preaching to this team. And I think we're going to see that on full display, in North Carolina next week. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited for that.
By the way, Carrie was asking, is it on Twitter? I think you can see it on Twitter. The Justin Flowe.
I think that's where I saw it, actually.
Yeah. I think you can see it on Twitter, Carrie. It's worth the price of admission. You got to find it because it's awesome. Couple of things. Kyle Hopgood said about seeing more 21 personnel. I think we'll see it, Kyle, but I think it's still going to be a change of pace thing where we might see it 5-6 snaps. I think our most common personnel group is going to be 12. It'll be with Jordan and Mallory in the game and 12 personnel. But I do think you're going to see some 21 personnel, which would be the 2 running backs and 1 tight end. But I think it'll be more of a change of pace. And you might see it in different ways, too. You might see it with Cam Harris and DJ, or you might see it with Rielis George and Robert Burns if it's a short yardage type of thing. There'll be some things that Dan Enos is going to do with personnel. Also, KCC Kane fan said something that's true. Much different vibe coming out of this game than coming out of the LSU game last year.
Oh, night and day, man.
Because we came out of this game thinking, now we were the better team and we should have won. That LSU game, that wasn't the what we saw. And what we saw Saturday was a team that was busting their butts and doing the best that they possibly could and believing that they were going to win the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that I'm very, very happy about, and seeing the difference in the type of demeanor that the team showed. And I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited. So
yeah, Dan Kane says he was happy to see Patchen have a solid game. Kid is much improved, man. Yeah. I think Patchen had a good game. Obviously, he came up with that, with
that big fumble. That was
fumble.
Huge. That was huge. Yeah. I do think we stuck. If you look at the snap distribution on defense, well, actually on both ways, offense and defense, we didn't substitute very much. I do think this coaching staff is going to substitute a lot less than what we saw with Rick, but I expect on the defensive line, you'll see some more time for the second wave of Rousseau and Trayvon Hill at the ends, and Jordan Miller and Chigozie at the tackles. I think you'll see them more. They only played about 10% of the snaps, somewhere around that, maybe 15. I think you'll probably see that second wave on the defensive line go up to about 35 or 40% playing time, and probably see quite a bit more of the wide receivers get in the game against North Carolina too.
Yeah.
Rigger Mortis says all he wants for Christmas is a Cuban girlfriend. Rigger, I wish we could help you, brother.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got here for questions.
HHK says, "What do you think about the take package / decoy / just having him play as much as he did?"
There was some big plays that we did hit, not necessarily to Tate or Tate being involved when Tate was on the field. I think what Enos really likes about that Tate package is it forces the defense to guard against a gadget play.
I think that's one of the main reasons why they put him in there, to be honest with you. Tate, at least.
What's that?
I think that's one of the main reasons why they put Tate out there.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. Yeah, I think it's just a matter of that they like the fact that the defense has to at least be ready for a gadget play, for Tate to line up, in a quarterback and then pitch it out to Jaron, and Jaron makes a pass, or Tate makes a jump pass. I mean, they have to prepare for a lot of different things. So, and that sort of softens up the defense. And I think that's one of the reasons why they do that. So,
Will Brady out. What are you talking about, man? The game. I was pretty sure the game didn't start until 8:00. He says that Georgia Tech's up 7. Clemson now driving the field. The game hasn't even started yet, man. You trying to troll in here, Will? Is that what you trying to do, man? Because the game hasn't even started.
Oh man.
All right. So Captain Tris, man. Hey, congratulations on the W.
You guys got the
on the W, man. At the end of the day, as ugly as the game was, and even though I feel like we should have had that game, man, you got the W, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters. So it is what it is, So congratulations on that, man. Everybody saying he lying. Yeah, I know he lying.
What's that?
No, just people saying how Will was lying about the Georgia Tech game. I do not think Georgia Tech has what it takes for an upset. But hey, man, one of the main reasons why football is just so amazing, because you never know. But yeah, I don't know. First game for Clemson coming off a natty. I kind of feel bad for Georgia Tech.
Yeah, well, and Georgia Tech, you got to remember, Georgia Tech's, they have an entirely new system.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's going to take I mean, you're probably looking at, you have to remember, Paul Johnson's been recruiting people to run that option. Now, I'm not talking about their defense because they can play some defense, but offensively, they've been recruiting guys to run that triple option. Well, all of a sudden, now you got to run a normal, a normal passing game and a normal offense. So
Right.
that's going to take them a while. That's going to take them a while before they get it up and going. So yeah, I have a feeling Clemson's going to throttle.
Yeah, strong Clemson equals strong ADC equals better
Yeah,
Hey, well,
absolutely, Bill K.
yeah.
Absolutely.
It's especially like the way that the committee, weighs strength of schedule. Even though sometimes it's kind of like all. I mean, sometimes they say they do. I don't know, man. Sometimes they say they do weigh it, but I feel like strength of schedule does matter. Rigor Mortis says he was very disappointed with our tackling. Hey, man, one of the things that Manny preached on was you have to tackle, man. You got to do the basic things. You got to play a clean game. In a week 0 game, it's not about a chess match. It's not about I mean, it's not about outsmarting the other coach. It's not about running trick plays. I mean, it's about just running a clean game and being true to yourself. And like we said in our reaction video, Miami has to get better at Miami. The Hurricanes got to get better as a football team. The Hurricanes don't got to get better to beat a certain opponent. One of the things I keep on going back to, man. Hey, you played, hopefully and most likely the ugliest and the most undisciplined game that you're gonna play all year, and you had a chance to beat a top 10 team at the end of the game. So
what I would say to the Miami fans is two things. One, if I would have told you before the game that we commit 14 penalties and give up 10 sacks, what would you think the final score would have been? If I told you that before the game, we're going to give up 10 sacks and commit 14 penalties, you guys would have thought that we were going to get beat by 40. And the second thing is, if we stop, and this is not, I don't want to trade Zion and John Campbell for anybody. They will be much better young men and much better players going forward. But if we would have swapped offensive tackles with Florida, what would the final score have been? And we would have beaten them by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So that's the reality of it. Now, the fact that Zion and John Campbell had to go through this in order to become better players down the line, yes. In hindsight, I said this on our recorded video. I said at half, and I said it at halftime, so it isn't like hindsight's 2020 because I talked about it with Junior. I said I think we should put DJ Scaife at left tackle, bring in Herbert, who's the better pass blocker, at right tackle, and put Cleveland Reed at right guard after we saw what was going on in the first half. Now, would that have destroyed Zion and John Campbell's confidence? Yes, but I think it could have won us the game.
Yeah.
Now, you have to balance those two. One of the things that Manny said was he wasn't building a team for 824. He's building a team that could be a monster for now and in the future.
Yeah.
So I get sticking with Zion and John Campbell because they kept fighting, to their credit, even though they were getting their butts handed to them. And you know what? That's going to make them better in the long run. But I thought that they were going to make an adjustment at halftime, and they didn't. And it sort of hurt us going forward.
Yeah. What's going on, Taz, man? He says, what's up, Junior? The big dog still at work since 6:40 a.m. this morning because of this hurricane watch.
Oh.
I was watching your stories, man. I saw those trucks pulling in, so I know you're in for a long one. But thank you for taking the time to join us, man. We really do appreciate it.
Yeah, and God bless, man, and all of you, man. I hope everybody's safe and everybody is not having any issues with the hurricane.
Yeah,
and
I think everybody here has as good of an idea of where this hurricane is headed as the National Hurricane Center at this point. But you still have to be prepared, man, because they still don't know whether it's coming down here to South Florida. It could go, to Central Florida. It could go to North Florida. It could affect Georgia. But regardless, it's going to be a major hurricane, one that is going to, and it's not just it's going to be a major hurricane, but now what scares me is the fact of how slow they have it coming in. They have it coming in crawling. So guys, be prepared. Don't freak out yet, but keep an eye out on the Weather Channel and take care of your loved ones, of your homes, and be prepared because worst case scenario, this one could be really bad. So just be on the lookout for that.
Bill K was asking me if I was closer to Michigan or Ohio State. I'm only about an hour away from Columbus, Bill. Endo Gaines said, what do we think about Tate Martell being in the 90th percentile among receivers? Listen, I think Tate, if he loses, let's say 10 pounds, gets his long speed up. But when it comes to short area quickness, we said this before, Tate wasn't just an elite athlete for a quarterback. He's an elite athlete. The fact that he's willing to do that all night and all night, all game, and willing to play receiver, that's a big part of it. So he is now let me qualify that. Just because you're an elite athlete and you are a football junkie that you study the playbook and you know it backwards and forwards doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to know all the ins and outs of running receiver. Because even though he is, like I said, an elite athlete when it comes to short area quickness, when it comes to strength for his size, those type of things, his long speed isn't Miami level. And does he know all the little technique things of running wide receiver? Now, Taylor Stubblefield's a great technician. Can they work with him? Can he lose a little bit of weight to get his speed up? Yeah. But as of right now, the reason he's getting on the field isn't because of his talent as a receiver. He's getting on the field because of the fact that it makes defenses prepare for stuff that gets them very nervous. So,
yeah. Hey, Will Brady, man, how to put you in timeout. That's the first time I ever had to put somebody in timeout in the chat. So,
is he watching like an old game or something?
No, man, he's just trolling. That's all it is, man. So I'm putting you in timeout, man. If you keep on with that, with that stuff, man, I'm gonna have to block you, man, because it's not being productive to anything in this, in this chat. So enough with the trolling, man. I think it's I put you in timeout for 300 seconds, baby. Like I'm a teacher. You in timeout. Don't do it again. But whatever, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and there was a
where's that Miami? What's up? Yeah.
Oh, HJS Kane had a really good point. It's really weird, but we feel better about our team even though we lost than some Florida fans feel about their team even though they won.
Well, I mean, because you're a top 10 program and you expect to compete, for the SEC and hopefully knock off Georgia.
I think the Franks that's especially that second interception. I think that was really concerning because, I mean, that's a mistake that you never expect an experienced quarterback to make.
Right.
One of the things that we talked about Jaron is even with all that pressure, he never once put a ball in harm's way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the thing is, our tackles are going to play better. Our quarterback is – that first game is as bad as you're going to see those guys play.
Mm-hmm. So
if you start seeing then improvement from those tackles and Jaron with the experience, that's saying something.
Right. Yeah.
No, Captain Trips, that Romeo Finley interception, that was troubling because, the fact that you guys got away with it, but if not, that could have been the ball game. That could have been the ball game right there. Yeah. So that's the thing. And he's an experienced quarterback. That's not a first-time starter. That type of thing. And
I just wonder how many, like, don't get me wrong. I think our secondary did better than I thought they were going to do. But, man, your wide receiver group is like one of the best in the country, man. And we did not see that at all. So I do credit our DBs, but I also did. I don't know, man. I didn't see, I don't know. I wasn't impressed with Franks. But then again, man, look, it is week 0, so we'll see how he does for the rest of the year. But
And our defense is legit too. I mean,
no,
so
I know. I'm
you know
just saying,
that goes both ways.
I'm just saying it's reason. I mean, it's reasonable to walk if you're a Gator fan. You know,
Correct.
I think it's reasonable to walk away from that game, kind of like.
I think up until because that first pick, he was being pressured by Jonathan Ford, and then threw it. It was tipped, and Amari Carter picked it off. Right. So that first pick, I think they were fine. He did make that really nice throw on the pattern to Josh Hammond.
That was a beautiful throw. Yeah,
that was a beautiful throw on that one
for sure.
So he made some nice throws too, but the Finley one, it's just one that you say to yourself, what are you thinking? What are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Because even with Jaron being a freshman, a redshirt freshman in his first start, if Jaron would have done that, we would have been up in arms, much less an experienced quarterback. So that's the one thing, that you sort of say, you wonder. But Bay Two Perry's asking, why did we get away from the Wildcat? That's one of those things that how can I say this? You can, especially if it's Tate Martell, you can run a much steadier diet of that than you can if it's DJ. Although DJ can throw the ball, DJ was a high school quarterback.
You see, I don't want anybody else running the Wildcat but DJ Dallas.
Yeah. No, I like it better with DJ, and DJ's run it fantastically well.
Man, every single time DJ runs a Wildcat, dude, he's picking up like 7-8 yards. It feels like sometimes.
He is. No, DJ is runs that Wildcat tremendously.
Yeah,
tremendously. So, we'll see. I mean, we'll see how much we run it going forward. But at the same time, I sort of want to put the ball as much as possible in our QB1's hands.
And I mean, frankly, I have no problem, putting Tate in there for little special packages. This is something that we've been talking about leading up to the Florida game, forever, that we thought that, Jaron was going to be the guy, but that there was going to be Tate packages. I have no problem with that. Right. But, I think go ahead.
But the thing I want to address with that is I want people to realize, because Casey Kane fan said too many times, I agree with you. I think we forced it. But remember, there was a lot of times that Tate was on the field where he was nothing more than a decoy to throw the defense off, and he was on the field for some big plays. So I think what Dan Enos likes of that Tate package isn't just actually using Tate, but having Tate on the field and making the defense account for it.
Okay, but then I'll throw this question back at you. Considering the quarterback that we think we have, do you think that we need to have Tate out there as a decoy when it could be a Mark Pope or Mike Harley?
No. I agree.
I just,
as a change of pace. No, and Sean Taylor was saying, no, Sean, I know that DJ was a quarterback in high school and a good one. So I know he can throw. And last year we got a pass interference call on the halfback option that I called from home that he was going to call it. I like those things as a change of pace. I just don't like those things as a steady diet.
Oh, 100%.
And my point, when people were asking before about Tate being a slot receiver, it was as a receiver, he's not better than Mike Harley. He's not better than Mark Pope. He's not better even than Marshall Few. That's the reality of it. Okay. Now, if he loses weight, starts working on technique, because guys, there's a lot of, you could run a slant a couple of different ways. There's a lot of technique involved to being a wide receiver. And for a guy who has never played that to then all of a sudden play it at the Miami level when he doesn't have that elite Miami level type of long range speed is really difficult. Now, putting him on the field makes the defense do things that Dan Enos likes to force them, even if Tate's not involved in the play. So I think they're using him a lot more as that than they are actually using him as a receiver.
Yeah. I think CJ says CJ feels like Tate's more of a distraction for the program at this point. I mean, I would I think I think people see him as a distraction from the outside.
Right.
I think from inside the locker room, I don't think he's a distraction. I just think that, you know, since the media's always gonna be talking about Tate Martell, you know, because I mean he's, you know, everybody knows Tate Martell in the situation, Ohio State, QB1, him not winning the job, now he's trying to be a wide receiver. So I think the distraction is coming from the outside and it's not coming from the inside of the program.
Right,
so
right.
if he does indeed become a distraction from inside the program, Manny, don't worry,
Manny Ryan.
Manny to handle that. You
And
know,
guys, it really seems to me that the players really love Tate. I mean, they have a good relationship with Tate.
hey, look, man,
And the fact that he took the fact that he didn't win the job. I know he missed that first practice and he had to address the team. I don't know if he addressed the team about the supposed tweet that people say was a fake from a fake account, or did he have to address just the fact that he missed practice? But the fact that he's humbled himself to say, you know what, maybe I'm not going to be a quarterback and maybe I can help a team out this way. I think the players respond to that in a positive light. You know, so
hey, man, yeah, he's giving it a shot. He just wants to get on the field somehow, some way to try to help his team win. And you know what I'm saying? I mean, it is what it is, man. Yeah, I saw somebody here.
Bill K
go ahead.
Had a good question. He said that was it a mistake to run twice after the fake field goal? Listen, it's hard to know exactly what it was that Enos was trying to do or the reasons why he called those plays. So because the result wasn't good, Bill, I can't retroactively say, you know, once I break down the film a little bit more and take a look at a high camera view, then I can answer that more with more assurance of knowing exactly what it was he was seeing.
Right. Yeah, man. I think I saw a question here, man. Yeah, that's what I mean, Junior. It won't let me type that many characters. Yeah, man. Yeah. Nah, I think what I was saying about him being a distraction.
Right.
CJ was saying that he thinks he is a distraction, you know, to the defense. I'm guessing, or from the media, not necessarily like from the actual University of Miami program. So I think that's pretty much what he meant. Big Dog, this is something we didn't cover, man. In our video, we actually kind of just I guess we forgot about it. I'm not sure why we didn't necessarily cover it. We covered the defense, we covered the offense.
Oh, special teams, you mean?
We didn't cover special teams, man.
Right. Headley and a shout out to Headley. Oh, Will the U.
Thank you so much for the $2 dono, man. We
thank you, man.
Appreciate it.
We appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys. And guys, if you want to donate through the through obviously you can through the super chat. If not, we have our PayPal address on there too, so you can donate to either or. Headley, I mean, he averaged 42 points. It was tough because on the other side, you have probably the best punter in the country in Tommy Townsend.
Right. Yeah.
But he averaged 42 and a half yards a kick, got good hang time, didn't give up any returns. Baxa, I'm almost willing to give him a half a mulligan because of the late hit.
I'm not.
No, but it was right after the late hit and the fake field goal. Dreadlock Anonymous. Well, thank you, partner. Thank you so much.
We appreciate it, Dreadlock. Thank you so much, brother.
I mean, your generosity is amazing, and thank you guys so much for the support.
Always in here, Dreadlock, and always engaging with us, man. And thank you for the support as well. Saeed said, "What's up, fellas?" He was napping earlier.
Oh, that's all right.
Thank you for joining us, man.
Thank you for joining us, guys. The fact that he got hit out of bounds, he had a charge because he got the first down, and then you had the penalties. Loss of concentration from a young guy, I get it. But listen, you can't miss field goals under 40 yards, man. you got to put him through the uprights.
Big dog. Okay,
and especially
fine.
in a big situation.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. All right, let's say okay, so Baxter missed that one. Let's just say on 4th and 9, instead of going for it, we kick a long field goal there. Right. He makes it, and towards the end of the game, Baxter has to kick.
Right, the game winner. The
game winner. How much money are you putting on Baxter to hit that field goal?
Yeah. I'm holding my breath. I am holding my breath on that kick.
That's my problem with Baxter.
No,
man.
You're right. You're right. Nervous. I mean, the thing is, in some ways, he reminds me of Badgley, because if you remember his first and second year, Badgley was a little more erratic than what he became afterwards. Yeah, where he became a lot more automatic.
And now he's a stud for the Chargers.
And now he's a stud with the Chargers. And with Baxter, I sort of expected the same trajectory. Now, that was a big miss because, like I said, if he hits that field goal, then we win it with a field goal, and we don't need a touchdown.
Yeah, Dan Kane,
forced Florida to play differently.
That one he missed was at a bad angle.
It was,
but the other one, he made it at a bad angle too.
And I think that was part of it, because the first two that he made from that angle, he hit it and he let it draw towards the middle.
Right.
So I think it gave him a false sense of confidence that that's what he was going to do in all of them, and then he hits one and doesn't get any hook. Right.
And it doesn't even move.
So, but at the same time, that's a kick that you have to aim for the inside part, right inside the goalpost, and then if it goes left, you'll still hit it. You'll still make the kick. I think he was charged up because of the hit and because of the fake, and I think that's why. So I'm willing to put him on probation. I'll just say that.
We just got a $10 donation from Jaworski 39. He says Jeff Thomas has to do better point blank, and that offensive line
that's
blocking. Thank you so much for the dono, man, and we couldn't agree with you more.
Thank you, Jaworski. Thank you very much.
I opened it up. I don't know if you were in here, Jaworski, but I said this is the time that Jeff Thomas has to shine, man. Like, you came back and you want to prove that you're elite. You want to prove that you're one of the best in the country, and you want NFL teams to watch your film and to take a chance on you to go to the NFL, man. You got to come up big time players, and I'll keep on repeating it. Big time players make big time plays, man. That's why Brevin's going to be playing on Sundays. Will Mallory, I thought you were going to be playing on Sundays. I still think you're going to be playing on Sundays.
He's going to be playing on Sundays.
No. Hold on.
But he had to show up.
That's my point. Will Mallory, you have the talent to play on Sundays, but my friend, you need to show up. You're a big-time player.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, we have the two best tight end. No, he dropped 3.
Right. I'm saying he dropped 2 for sure, but really 3.
Yeah. I understand the third one was a tough catch.
Put a little juice on it. Jaron put. Oh, you talking about the third one?
Yeah,
because it was like where Jaron just like flipped it to him.
Yeah, and he was getting like double coverage. But Saeed said he wasn't getting that much separation, especially on that other one that he dropped. He was getting no separation. But Jaron put that ball in his hands.
When I see that. When you have a guy who has the speed that Mallory has, it's his pattern. The way he runs his routes needs work, because when you see a guy with that much physical ability that is not getting the separation that you expect, it's because his route running isn't crisp.
Yeah. A63 Kane, that big one in the fourth, that's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. That Jaron put it in his hands, man. And I think it was like inside the 20-yard line. You make that catch, man, and you're in business. That was a big one. Jaron gave him. That's what you want. You want your quarterbacks to. I mean, you have the playmakers on offense. We got Will Mallory, Brevin, Jeff Thomas. Jaron gave these guys an opportunity to make a play. However hard it was, I get it, but the ball was right there in Jeff Thomas's hand with Henderson covering at the corner, at the inside corner of the end zone, and the ball was in Will Mallory's hands to make a play. They didn't come down with it, man. So, I mean, you got to help your quarterback out, and you're a big-time player. You got to make big-time plays. I mean, that's just what it comes down to.
Saeed mentioned it. He said Pope is the same way. Will the U with a $20 donation. Will,
Oh wow,
thank you,
man!
partner.
Thank you, Will, so much.
Thank you so much for your generosity. Let me address these one at a time, Will. I do think Zion's a future stud. I do. I think the lights were really bright to start. We talked about that also in our preview show. We said maybe Zion, they wait until the North Carolina game to start him there and put DJ Scaife at left tackle that first game. Obviously, as a coaches have to make decisions on different levels, okay? Because yes, you make a decision to help you win whatever game you're playing, but at the same time, you have to have a concept of what helps your team win the most amount of games. Maybe in Manny's head, he was thinking, if I don't start Zion until Bethune-Cookman, then what am I saying to him, the rest of the team, if he's been your best left tackle all training camp? That's part of it. I do think it was a long-term move in Manny's head, but I do think Zion's a future stud, and I think he'll be better because of how badly he played. And so I do think he's going to come back. His other questions were about Shaq and Pickney. Blake Baker actually called them out a little bit. Blake Baker said that they were average, is what he said. By that, he meant that they made all the plays that they were supposed to make, but they didn't make any special plays. So that's one of the things we've talked about Shaq and Pickney before, is that they are very, very, very good linebackers. For them to be great, you have to make some of those special plays that we've come to expect more from Pickney than from Shaq, but both. Now, Shaq, they make a really good play on that delayed rush that he actually forced Franks back into Rousseau for the sack, and he got there really quickly. We did decent in coverage, but I see what Blake Baker was talking about, and what what he says is true. I expected better performance from Shaq and Pickney, but they did do very well against the run because we were in every single gap.
They did.
And then the last question was, do we have any elite D tackles? I absolutely believe we have several elite D tackles. I think John Ford played a whale of a game. Okay. Now, he didn't get a lot of publicity, but he played a whale of a game. And the fact that we stopped, there was nowhere to run.
That's a broad. I understand what you're saying, Big Dog, but I think that's a broad brush. We got to see it on a consistent basis before say elite.
But what he means is, are we going to get elite performances possible from them? And that's what I mean with John Ford, is that elite, because we don't have any RD tackles for the most part, other than Bethel, who's always been very solid, but not anything else. We don't have anybody else that fits that mold of elite right now, for sure. John Ford, I think, fits that mold. I think Nesta will when he gets back. I think the New York connection definitely fits that mold of elite D tackles. So that's what I'll say to that.
Yeah.
Okay. Where are we at in terms of questions?
Stacy says, Big Dog, why doesn't Miami run some pick plays?
We do have some rub plays. You've seen, in fact, they actually called one of the patterns one of the route combinations that we went over in that chalk talk. I saw it in the game on the first drive, and and there's actually, it's a semi rub because of the way that you run the pattern. So we did see that some, and I think you'll see that more as the season progresses.
Yeah. Sammy says he thinks that Nesta would have been that game changer for us.
I think so. I think Nesta's special.
Yeah.
And I think, listen, I think John Ford is special. Outside of that, I think Chigozie is really solid. I think Pat Bethel is really solid. Mm-hmm. Chigozie has a little bit more upside in terms of that short quickness, that quick twitchy burst. than Pat Bethel does. But the thing with Bethel is, guys, he never makes a bad play. You never catch him out of position. He holds his ground. He'll shoot a gap on occasion. He's just not spectacular, but he's very, very solid. So,
yeah, man. There was something today I thought about. I was gonna bring up today in the chat, man. I'm just trying to think about it. What other questions you guys got, man? How many touchdowns are we gonna beat? We're gonna dive into. We're gonna do a breakdown North Carolina next week.
Right.
We're gonna be doing that every single week, guys. But we're not gonna do the live breakdowns with footage anymore, because it kind of looks like we're actually gonna have to take down that video, because
we're still fighting with YouTube about it. And I actually placed a call to the original company. Buddy, thank you so much, buddy.
Buddy and Gio with the $2 donation, man. Thank you so much, Gio. Thank you so much, buddy.
Buddy says hit the like button. Yes, guys, please hit the like buttons. Hit the like button. And then Gio for our U family. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, Gio, also for your contribution. That's awesome. Your donation, guys. It's awesome. Thank you so much. One of the things that I actually saw that when we're talking about, we are going to do a breakdown of the North Carolina game and go over their type of defense and offense and how we're going, what you're going to see. And we'll do a full video breakdown on those too.
Yeah. Dan Kane, all you need to do is when you go to our channel, next to subscribe, you hit the notification bell twice.
863 Kane, 100%. That should be our D line. I love it. Garvin and Rousseau at the ends, and Nesta and John Ford and at D tackles. And the good thing with John Ford and Nesta is that you don't necessarily have to have a 3 and a 1 technique. You can have, I don't know if you did we go over that on our video? I don't know if you guys saw it. Anyways, a 0 technique means lining up straight on the center. A 1 technique is lining up in the gap between the center and the guard on either side. A 3 technique is lining up between the guard and the tackle. The 2 technique means you're lined up right on the guard, and a 2 shaded means you're sort of shaded to the inside. Then just think about this. The even numbers 2, 4, and 6 are lined up 0, 2, 4, and 6, center, guard, tackle, tight end. That's the technique. All right. So when we talk about 3 technique and 1 technique, we mean a 3, which is lined up between the guard and the tackle, and then the 1 who's lined up between the center and the guard on the other side. That they can actually transfer back and forth to that. So I would love to see Ford and Nesta playing together. And I do think you'll see that down the line. So somebody was mentioning Frierson. Guys, I hate the fact that everybody's going to remember Frierson for getting beat on that long play to Josh Hammond. Frierson was playing a whale of a ball game up until that point.
How about that third down stop? That was all G3.
Okay.
He hit that slant, hit the ball away, got his hand in there, and then we forced him to punt on that possession.
And we talked about this on a comment today that Blake Baker informed the media that Frierson was supposed to have help from Amari Carter over the top. So
right, yeah.
So I know he got beat on that play, but he was supposed to have deep help because Amari had the deep middle on that play. We were playing single high with Amari being the deep middle, and Amari wasn't there. So, But Frierson, I thought, played a whale of a ball game, guys. Yeah. I thought he played very, very well.
I think so too, man.
So,
yes, and CJ Miami Kane said it. Nobody mentioned DB number 3. Frierson,
absolutely
making plays. Stacy wants to know. He says, "Do you think on third down, Miami should use Hill and Rousseau at the ends and put Garvin on the inside?" I would love. Yes,
Stacy, I want to see a complete NASCAR package.
Who got the only sack on Saturday?
Yeah, it was Rousseau, and he should have had a couple of more.
And Rousseau should have had 3 sacks.
Yeah, he should have. He wasn't able to get Franks. And listen, Franks is 6'6", 245. So I get it that he's hard to bring down. But Rousseau should have had 3 sacks on Saturday. Yes, Stacy, I like that idea. I want us to do maybe even have 4 defensive ends. Have Jafari Harvey and Rousseau at the ends, and Trayvon Hill and Jonathan Garvin at the tackles on those third downs and long, and get that pass rush in their face. I'd love to see a NASCAR package. Absolutely.
Hold on. What package would you like?
NASCAR.
No, I know. I'm saying like how would you?
I
Who
would
do you
have
want?
Harvey and Rousseau at the ends, and then have Garvin and Trayvon Hill at the tackles.
Yeah, well, that makes sense because Garvin and Hill are bigger than Rousseau, are thicker. They're thicker than Rousseau. They're thicker than Rousseau and Harvey.
You don't have too many human beings on the planet that are bigger than Rousseau.
No, but he's not as
he's not as thick. Right, he's not as thick.
But just imagine how he's going to be in a couple of years, though.
Jaworski, thank you so much again with the donation. Thank you, Jaworski. In Tallahassee, and my wife are the only Cane fans in our neighborhood. Dexter Jackson, FSU Tampa Bay Super Bowl MVP, is my best friend, and I need Miami to bury FSU this year.
Talk about it, please.
We'll definitely talk about it. Yeah, we absolutely.
Yeah, we're going to talk about how Miami's going to beat FSU this year.
Yeah, he's doing that for his wife's benefit.
Making sure my wife hears me.
Yeah, so he's going to sleep on the couch today. Absolutely, man.
You know what it is.
One of the things that I loved most about Manny is that when he stood up there and said, it's never acceptable to lose to Florida at Miami. And there was no smile. There was no, I'm just, mugging for the camera. No. He was dead serious. He said it's never acceptable at Miami to lose to Florida, period.
Yeah.
And the same goes for FSU.
Yeah.
I've heard people say, we're probably going to go 10-2 and then just lose to the 2 in-state teams because we got to play Florida State in Tallahassee. Listen, when Scott Patchen said that we could win just 2 games and we'd be happy if it was Florida and FSU, he was wrong about that. But one thing he's right about is that if we go 10-2 and the 2 losses are to those 2 teams, we ain't going to be happy about that.
We're not be happy. What's going on, McLovin, the Canes? We got David Settles. What's going on, guys?
What do you say, David? All you guys?
How is it happening? Yeah, hey, man, it's crazy game day. I'll tell you that much. It's crazy. It's crazy when it comes to game day. We're not. Yeah, it's gotten bad. It's gotten bad in the past. I mean, because obviously she graduated from FSU, so she's not the football fanatic that I am.
Right.
So obviously, like she gets hype, but I feel like she gets more hype because of how hype I get and how much I rub it in. I mean, I remember one year, I think we were at boat campers, and she went out there with with her best friend who also went to FSU. Her best friend was married, husband's from FSU. So literally, I'm by myself. I'm at a table with 5 FSU fans. And that's the game that we ended up losing on that blocked extra point. So, oh man, I went crazy. And I think there was some new people that I had to meet that day that were also FSU fans. It wasn't one of my proudest moments because I completely lost it and I went off on everybody. But yeah, it's interesting, man. Everything is good. She was rooting for us against the Gators, so that was cool. Supporting. I was in Ohio and she was supporting me from down here in South Florida. And everything was cool there, but when it comes to those games in October, man, yeah, it's kind of crazy. But it is what it is.
No, and the thing is, I'll tell you guys a funny story. At his wedding, literally, I'm not joking.
Oh man, that was fun.
Some of his bridesmaids were college friends of his wife's, so they're from FSU. We are standing in line to march into his wedding, okay? And remember, I was him, his brother and myself were co-best men.
Right.
So I was in the line there. As we're waiting to go in to walk down the aisle, we are arguing and throwing up the U, and then some of our friends were doing the chop, and it was it was the funniest thing, because we're sitting there getting ready to walk the aisle in a wedding, and we're arguing about Miami being better.
Yeah. Demetrius Abrams, what's up, Demetrius? Pina wants to know, how do we feel about the TD rings?
I mean, it was all right. It was cool. I mean, I didn't like people calling them brass knuckles and stuff.
I don't like the way Brevin did it first, man. He's like doing this.
Oh,
like I'm like, that's not. Come on, Brevin. That's not how you. He just made him. Made him look bad.
No. But they're just 4-finger rings, and the
that's all it is.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't like it.
What do you say, Demetrius?
I don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of the rings. I thought they were just going to do 2 separate chains. Is what I thought they were going to do.
The 305 thing is pretty cool.
But that was pretty cool. I really rather T&M.
My favorite is the T&M might be. That's what I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be like T&M, but my favorite is the Ivory.
What though? I'll tell you why. He did that.
He did what?
The 305.
Why?
What has Manny said always about recruiting? If you win South Florida, you win the world. You win the nation.
Oh yeah,
win the championship.
Yeah. And to your point, look, Dan Cain just said it. The kids love it, and that's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
Kids love it. It doesn't matter what I think, man. It doesn't matter what Big Dog. It doesn't matter if we don't like it. It is what it is. But I feel like, at least, I feel like a lot of people.
Kayvon said something that's true. I hadn't thought about that the idea is for 2 players. So if the quarterback throws a touchdown pass, or if an offensive lineman, makes a really nice block, and then him and the running back both share it, I like that idea. I do. The rings themselves didn't like, but
I mean, listen, cool. I think we might just have to warm up to it, maybe.
And what matters, like what they said, is the truth. What matters isn't us. What matters is those kids, if they like it, and if the recruits that are watching like it, and if they like it, we're good.
No, and Manny said it earlier. I think when people were starting to ask about the possibility of some kind of prop being used for the offense, he basically gave it away, because he was like, when he came in, we were ranked like I don't know where in defense, and then he came in, brought the turnover chain, and all of a sudden we started getting turnovers,
right?
The hype, the swag. So he's like, what was one of the things that we had to get better on this offseason? Offense. So you know what? I'm gonna create something for the offense, and maybe hopefully that'll jumpstart the offense. But it is what it is, man. Hey, as long as the kids like it, man,
that's all.
I'm rocking with it. But I'm not.
Matters.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of it.
If the current kids and the recruits like it, we're good. We are good.
Should have been for the office instead of ring. I'm with you. A63 Kane.
I would have liked that. I would have liked that better.
But then my thing is, if you use a chain. No, you know what?
Why not?
Screw it, man. Why not?
They could have done the same exact thing and just done it 2 different chains. A 305 and a T&M. That would have been fine.
Yeah, I'm good with it. The rings are better than the turnover backpack. Oh, that's man.
that's true.
That's for sure.
There's no doubt about that one.
That's for sure.
I still don't know what they were thinking about that turnover backpack, but
yeah,
we won't talk about that.
I'm
sorry, guys.
My wife hates it when I bring that up.
Oh, it's cheesy. I mean, I don't know.
It's not cheesy, man. Dude, it's literally a Dora the Explorer backpack.
Yeah, no, it's like really sad. It's like
my wife gonna get that.
I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know what they were thinking. I just don't know what they were thinking.
Yeah.
Because it is literally one of the worst ideas that I've seen. And there was a lot of people that copied it and did their own little twist on it.
Brandon, let us know how it's going, man. Keep us updated on the game if you're watching it and tuning in at the same time.
I'm actually, as I'm talking to you guys, I'm just gonna have it here in case you guys want me to give you a quick update. I can give you a quick update.
Right, cool. But I need you focusing on.
I am. I'm just gonna have it in the background. I know. So go ahead. I mean, some of the questions that you guys want to throw at us so we can talk. I know we've been talking a while and haven't really addressed the questions as much as we could. So
we're having fun.
Let's address it. Oh, I know. Well, let's address it now.
Channel's the game on rigor mortis. It's on the ACC network, man. I'm not sure exactly. Yeah. Oh wow, that's that's funny, man. You know what FSU stands for?
What please, 5 and 7. I
love
love that. I
oh
haven't
that
heard of that before.
Devin.
That is awesome.
Hey, I'm gonna use that, man. I'm gonna use that. Hey,
Oh,
big
my
dog.
God.
Austin Keynes wants like a general recruiting update.
Okay. Isaiah Walker did say that the two schools that are in front, but he did say that Florida is his lead school now. He did sit on the Florida side. He got the ticket from Florida and not from us. And he said that right now Florida is leading for him. Now, take that for what it's worth. He said that Florida was leading before the game. So also, it's not that it's because of the game that he said that. He said that Florida was leading before the game, and that's why he accepted the ticket from Florida. Brian George, the cornerback, who I'm really liking even more every time I see him. I think we have I think we are the lead school for Brian George.
Yeah.
So, and it looks like he'll be an early enrollee too. So I'm happy about Brian George. Darnell Washington, you guys knew about, put us in his top 5. Listen, we're in Darnell Washington's top 5. We're in Justin Flowe's top 4. You know, even though Isaiah Walker said Florida is leading for him, we're there. You know, we're let's see.
Hey, babe.
Let's see, because remember, Walker was the same guy that said
you guys went 5
that he was
year, right?
all about South Carolina.
So somebody in the chat said we were talking about it,
committed.
And they said this that FSU stands for 5 and 7 University.
Oh, he's definitely gonna be sleeping on the couch.
How do you feel about that? That's not good.
He's definitely gonna be sleeping on the couch today. 904 Hurricane asked, "Do I think that? Do we think
you
that
could talk? You could talk. It's all good.
Derek
We're
Smith
just messing around.
Transferring hurt us at the Florida game?" 904. I do think, obviously, but listen. Robert Knowles played well. One of the things that Blake Baker talked about, in fact, was that Knowles played well. Do I think it? I mean, I think DJ Ivy not playing hurt us a little bit more, frankly. That did hurt us a little bit more. Oh, you're getting in trouble for teasing.
Yeah. I just thought that was amazing.
By the way, can you guys tell me if you guys have DirecTV, what channel the Georgia Tech Clemson game's on? Because I have DirecTV and I also have ESPN Plus, but I have no idea what channel it's on. So you guys can tell me.
Oh, HJS Kane.
Yeah.
Probably, man. But you know what? It's all good, man. Oh man. So I guess
Clemson. Thank you.
Oh man, muff
Lakers all day.
Muff punt by Georgia Tech. They messed it up already.
Yeah, they're gonna be in. Listen. So I think it was Dan Kane that said we have a better chance of hitting the lottery than Georgia Tech has of beating Clemson. I think he's right. I think that's about right. That's about the same amount of chances here. Guys, I do want you guys to know you're going to have my undivided attention. I just, for anybody, if they're asking anything on the chat about the game, I want to be able to tell them. So,
yeah.
But I'm going to be paying attention to what's going on in our chat.
Yeah. So,
guys, I do want to ask a question to all of you who are here. Would you guys be interested if we do a game companion of like watching a game with with a live chat going on at the same time? Is that something that you guys would have interest in, or you really don't care? I know many of you go to the games, so it wouldn't benefit you at all. But is that something you have interest in?
What do you mean? Like doing like a live chat like during a game?
Yeah, like during a game. Like watching a game and commenting.
Dog, you know how I get when I come when these games, big dog.
I know.
We have a PG channel, man.
That's true. And yeah, sometimes, guys, you gotta see.
People are saying, you just opened a can of worms, man. Oh no.
See, they would like that. I thought they would like that. Samuel, we don't know. Manny did not release, or the school did not release, why Ivy was suspended. The one thing he said is that I'm going to address that. Also, I want to write down a question. The one thing that he said was that the rules are in place. You know the rules, and if you break the rules, there's a punishment, and that's all there is to it. But that Ivy is back normally, like the suspension never happened. So take that for what it's worth. I do think that he had a tough time. Blades had a tough time. So I think you're going to see Ivy in there quite a bit.
Oh
North
my
Carolina.
God. See Love Kane, my man. Please get in touch with Manny. How about this idea, man? A touchdown chain, Cuban link, but a big gold football on it for a
there
touchdown
you go.
chain.
I like that.
That's my favorite. That's my
Yeah, I
favorite
like
one
that a
I've
lot.
heard right there. I like
that
man.
a lot. I like that a lot.
Trevor Lawrence scores. Of course he scores, man. Come on, guys.
No, you're welcome, Samuel. We were doing the recruiting update. So we talked about Brian George. I think he's probably not going to commit until the early signing period. But I do think we'll get Brian George. Isaiah Walker, like I said, is looking Florida as the leader. Take that for what it's worth. I think his recruiting is going to go the distance. You got to remember, this is somebody said he was not. He was, he had shut down his recruiting. You remember, he was committed to South Carolina. Then he was shutting down his recruiting because he stuck with the South Carolina. Then goes to the opening finals and decommits from South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And now South Carolina is not even in the picture.
Yeah.
Will the U? Thank you, Will.
Man, Will,
Thank
man,
you.
you're killing
Tate
it, man.
playing politics, great for Manny in the game. I don't think so, Will. I think they like the fact. I think what happened was when Enos inserted Tate, he saw some shifts in Florida's defense, and Tate was on the field for a couple of big plays, and maybe that's why Enos inserted him. So I don't think it's politics. Great for Manny. I thought Manny did well. I would have expected. I was a little disappointed in Enos. I thought some of the adjustments didn't come as timely as they would have. I thought some of those delay of game penalties, while Jaron has to be aware of the clock, Enos was taking time with the personnel groupings. There also was that 12 men in the huddle penalty.
Yeah,
I would expect it better from Enos. And I think he is going to be better. I mean, listen, he hadn't called plays since 2017. So he could be a little rusty. And also remember, it's still, even though he's had a full spring and a full fall camp, he's still adjusting to the players and their talents. And so for Manny, listen, he had the team ready to play. I think the message of playing through adversity got through well. And I think he made sure that there was no quit in this team, and there wasn't. So I give Manny. I hesitate to give anybody an A because an A is a win, and that's all there is in Miami.
exactly.
But I'll say a solid B plus. How's that?
I think somebody will once again, man. Thank you so much.
HJS, that's exactly the grade I give Enos.
For the
it would be a C minus. Yes, thank you so much.
I think somebody in here, who was it that asked about Elias Ricks? Somebody asked about Elias Ricks.
I think we're going to get a visit from Elias.
No, I think he visited already.
Oh, he did?
I'm pretty sure he visited already.
But he visited, or was he at the game? Because remember, if he was at the game, he can't talk to coaches. He could have gotten a ticket to the game, but he wasn't allowed to have face-to-face time with coaches.
Oh, it was Clay. I think Clayvon asked about it. Clayvon says he just visited Miami.
I wasn't aware that he visited Miami, Clayvon.
Yeah, me neither.
I wasn't aware. I knew we were going to get a visit from Elias Ricks.
Yeah.
Being that he's at IMG. And
you think we take him away from LSU? Depending on what if LSU like has a down year.
There you
man?
go. There you go.
You
I think that's what we need. Oh, he didn't visit. Okay. I hadn't heard about it.
Though. He's going to visit.
He is. And he said that.
Yeah.
Elias Ricks has talked about it, that in fact, he might get down to Miami. Remember, he's at IMG Academy now. So he might get down to Miami more than once, not just an official, but get down several times. And I would love to have Elias Ricks. I'm wondering if the staff wants to take any more than just one more cornerback. And that's why maybe Brian George hasn't committed yet, because he hasn't gotten a green light to commit because of Elias Ricks. But we'll see.
Hey, Brandon.
Gio also with a donation.
Thank you so much.
We need the big nasties. I agree, Gio.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody had a question too.
Hold on. Before you get to that question, Brandon, you said there's a video on YouTube to watch any game, because I have a Fire Stick. Would I be able to do that on my Fire Stick? Like watch any NFL game or I want to watch? I saw they were talking something about that, and I'm kind of looking for a hookup for my Fire Stick to watch more NFL games if that's possible. But let me know, Brandon, man.
Kevin, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Nah, Gio. $5 dono from Gio, man.
We need the big nasties. Brother. Kevin, I don't think it was a lack of discipline. I think it was a lack of experience. I think it was the penalties. If you look at the only one you could really say was a lack of discipline was Al Blade's penalty, and that was even an inexperienced penalty. So I don't think it was. I think we played overall a disciplined game, but we made a lot of the penalties were of the new players, young freshmen, new system, those type of penalties. But in terms of discipline, I think we played well overall. But you're right, too many mistakes and too many penalties for sure.
Yellow 265 wants to know, is Dumerville a take?
Yes, absolutely. Dumerville's a take.
Yeah.
I mean, I tell you, I like Walker better than Dumerville, but especially with Walker playing around about the Florida's ahead and this and that, I take Dumerville every day of the week and twice on Sunday, and wish Isaiah Walker Jr. luck.
Mm-hmm.
Dumerville's also plug and play, as is Jalen Rivers. If Zion Nelson and John Campbell develop like we think they're going to, then we don't necessarily need. Then we have a competition to see who's our tackles. So, Lakers, I'll say, would I take Justin Flowe? Justin Flowe can stay at my house if he wants to. That's how quickly I take Justin Flowe. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I take Justin and Jonathan, and if his dad has any eligibility left, I take them too. I take him too.
Who's that? Who's the other one? Who's the last one you said?
Justin Flowe.
Oh yeah.
We would. Manny would break his leg running to the fax machine if we can get Justin Flowe committed.
You want to throw some money at Justin Flowe, dude?
Hey,
the
bags. We got bags too.
Are we willing to bring them out though? Is the question. Watching
that's the thing.
Online,
because as soon as a booster looks at a recruit the wrong way, the NCAA wants to come down on us.
Yeah. Thank you.
Everybody else, they can do it.
Thank you, Brandon. I'm gonna check that out, man. I'm good at NFL footballs. It's almost here, baby. So, man, I need to get. I'm an NFL like junkie, man. Obviously, I'm a college football junkie, Miami Hurricanes football junkie. But I'm more like just like with the Hurricanes when it comes to like the college football type of junkie. But man, NFL is like, I love watching NFL. So if there's any way I could try to get some more games to see. Besides my Dolphins, I don't gotta worry about that. I could watch every single Dolphin game I want, but I would like to see other teams as well.
Dreadlock said that he wanted to see the PayPal link on the. Thank you, Dreadlock. I appreciate it because he says it's true that YouTube takes 30%.
They take 30%, guys. I mean,
but there you guys see our PayPal link is on there now for you, and our PayPal links will always be on the descriptions of each video. also.
Yeah, and it's easy, man. It's Junior Big Dog. If you guys could donate through the PayPal, man, that's even better, obviously, because we don't have YouTube taking 30%.
But thank you guys so much for donating.
But
However is comfortable for you is fine.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not gonna say only donate to the PayPal link because maybe you won't. Don't get me wrong. If I see your PayPal link pop up, because I think you could even add like a message, when you donate to the PayPal. And if you have a question on there, obviously I'm gonna shout you out for the donation, but I'll go ahead and shout you out as well, or just put in the chat. Yo, I donated to your PayPal, and then ask a question, and then boom, I'll put you on their priority to go ahead and get to your question, man. But I'm not gonna force you guys to go through our PayPal. We just put it out there, man. If you donate through YouTube, I know they take 30%, man, but I mean, a dono's a dono. I mean, it's coming out of your pocket, man. So, I mean, thank you regardless of the way you.
We got a whole bunch of good questions and comments. Kevin was asking about how the week too conservative. I don't think so, Kevin. I think the only reason you saw a little bit more because we were having a lot of guys. Pro Football Focus tracks every single play, and when they break down film, much like I break down film, and they grade players. Jaron Williams got pressured 25 times. Okay, pressured by Pro Football Focus means that you do not have sufficient time to just not hold the ball too long, because we know Jaron held on to it too long sometimes also. That's like 3 of the sacks were his fault, and a couple other times he ran out of bounds.
Right.
Okay, we know that. But Pro Football Focus determines pressure as a quarterback being under pressure in a normal amount of time in their drops. So if a quarterback holds the ball, that doesn't count as a pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Pro Football Focus had Jaron down for 25 pressures and 10 sacks. So that gives you an idea that how few times Jaron had enough time. So think about it, 25 times he was pressured. Give you an idea, Franks was only pressured 11 times, and they ended up with almost the same amount of attempts. Franks was 17 of 27, and Jaron was 19. I believe that, like I said, you're 19 of 29 or 19 of 30.
Yeah.
So Jaron was pressured 25 times. So that gives you an idea, guys, what we're talking about. Now, some of those where he got the pass off and completed it, or he completed it, and then some of those were that he ended up getting sacked.
Mm-hmm.
But that gives you an idea that 25 times he did not have sufficient time in the pocket to not count as a pressure.
Right.
So I think, Kevin, that's the reason why you saw him get a little bit more conservative.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And another thing to take away from this as well, man, is even with that pressure, I understand a lot of people would have liked to see Jaron take more shots down the field. I did see some plays and some passes that Jaron probably should have pulled the trigger on.
Yeah, but not the downfield ones.
Right. Well,
the down the field ones, he got sacked.
No, I know, but
without time.
Yeah,
but he could have gotten rid of to checkoffs that he didn't.
But there was a seam to Jeff Thomas for a touchdown in that first series that I think. Yeah,
that's the one he said that John Campbell missed the defensive end that was lined up in the 4 technique.
Well, he had a linebacker is the one that was in his face.
Right, but it was on the 4 technique.
I get it, but I think that play, he should have seen that evolve. Like, if you would have read the way the defense was after the snap, if you would have read the defense and that ball comes out before that pressure gets there, I think it is a chance that that's part of your touchdown pass to Jeff Thomas.
I don't know. I don't think he had enough time.
I personally don't think so either. But yeah. I could see why some people
that's when you give up an interception, because that's when you get hit as you're throwing. And then the ball ends up.
But that goes back to my point. Even with all those sacks, even with all that pressure, Jaron didn't throw one interception.
No,
not just the fact that he didn't throw one interception. He didn't throw an ill-advised pass at all that was like into double coverage or went off a defender's hand or that was completely overthrown or completely underthrown. I think the only pass that I was kind of like, ooh, you gotta be careful with that one was the out to Jeff Thomas.
Yeah, but even that, it hit Thomas. I mean, Thomas had a slide for it, but it wasn't in harm's way.
But that's still a throw that regardless
he could make.
Regardless, right. You got to throw that to the sideline. So
no, but that's 29 passes and not a Florida player
right.
never touched
that's
a
my
pass.
Point. But that's my point.
Except for the tip one, which doesn't count, right?
And Saeed says that he looked like he played too safe, in my opinion. I know Cozy took risks, but he would have pushed the ball downfield consistently.
And Saeed, he would have gotten picked off a bunch.
Yeah, I mean,
and Cozy never had to play with the type of pressure on him that Jaron had to play. 25 pressures. No, that's beyond. And what we saw was, well, you know what we didn't see Saeed one time? Not one time did he miss an open receiver. Every time that Jaron threw for his target, he hit his target.
Yeah.
Not one time did he miss an open receiver.
Nope.
And that's what we saw a lot of.
And look, hey man,
couple years.
I'm not trying to make excuses for because I know you guys know how big me and the big dog are on Jaron, and we've been in his corner since day one. We always thought he was the best quarterback for the job. So I don't want it to sound like we're always gonna be making excuses for him.
No, listen, he held on to the ball too long at times, and he should have been reading the play clock.
That's
outside of that, he played an amazing game. Listen, guys,
he played a good enough game to win.
We saw horrible completion percentages from our quarterbacks for the last 2 years in games where neither one was pressured anywhere near the extent that Jaron was pressured by Florida.
Now, Kevin. Okay, for those of you,
he didn't throw a pick. He completed 63.3% of his passes, or 66, depending if it was 19 for 29 or 19 for 30.
Now,
but well over 60% of his passes.
Now, question.
214 yards.
Question to those of you saying that you think Nkosi would have done better. Are you talking about the Nkosi now with all the game experience that he got last year? Because you can't really compare the two. You put Nkosi in his first start against Florida, and you guys are gonna tell me that you think he would have done a better job than Jaron Williams. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't think that's fair either, because it was Jaron Williams' first start, and I think he didn't turn the ball over. He made passes to his playmakers that, frankly, the playmakers got to come down with the ball and they got to make plays, man. That last pass to Brevin Jordan, I'm not saying that Brevin Jordan should have caught it. I'm not saying that, or he dropped it, but
he gave him a shot. He gave him an opportunity.
He gave him an opportunity to come down with the pass. The same thing with the Jeff Thomas pass. The same thing with the pass to Will Mallory that he probably should have came down with. And what you see are the windows like this that he's putting these balls into.
Well, the Jeff Thomas one's a perfect, and he was getting pressured on that one.
Yeah. So
and the thing is, guys, people don't realize when they see a shorter throw, they say, "Oh, it was a short throw." Anybody can hit that. How many times have we seen Nkosi and Malik miss those, or throw the ball without good ball placement, so the receiver catches it and then gets tackled?
Yeah.
Those shorter throws were all being thrown with perfect ball placement, where the receiver could catch it and turn upfield and run for yardage.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Guys, the way he got pressured, and 214 yards was more yards than 8 of the last 9 games that we've played.
Yeah.
That tells you.
Yeah. C-Love Kane with a $5 dono. Thank you so much.
Thank you, C-Love.
He says Herbert should have been in rotation just to see how he would have did.
I agree, C-Love.
I agree with that too, man.
I agree. I thought at halftime we should have gone to DJ Scaife at left tackle and Herbert at right tackle. Yeah. Or if you wanted to try Herbert at left tackle, he's definitely he's a better pass blocker than John Campbell is right now. Campbell's the superior run blocker, though.
Right.
Let's see here. Should have one agree just for some type of adjustment. All right. There was a couple of comments. Gio was asking about Clemson. Is it between us and Flowe? I do think, or is he flow bound? I do think we're right in it. I think a lot's going to depend how this season goes, Gio. But I do think we have a shot at Flowe. I remember again, Flowe said that his leader was a team on the East Coast, but it's not who you think it is.
Right.
Well, Clemson and Georgia, who are the only two others on the East Coast, are who you would think it is. So the fact that it's Miami is, I believe he's leading that way. And I think if we get a 10 or 11 win season, I think he comes to us. And especially if we do well against Clemson and hopefully, pull off the win. HJS asked about Donaldson regressing. SJS, I expected better from him this last game. I don't think the interior played as well. I thought Scaife and Gaynor had good games. Maybe my expectations for Donaldson are a little bit more. I wouldn't say he's regressed, but he hasn't progressed to the extent that I thought he was going to. And then 904 Hurricane was asking about 3 tight end sets. I think we'll only see those on short yardage situations. So
yeah, I'm with that. Saeed says Jaron needs to show out against UNC.
I agree. And I expect him to.
I expect him to.
I expect him to.
Because
I expect Jaron to have a monster game against UNC.
Yeah, me too. But that's, partly because I think that our offensive line is going to play much better against UNC.
Absolutely.
And
listen, guys, I've been watching football a very, very long time.
Man, I'm going to see if I can find this thing.
Okay. And I've never seen a quarterback in their first start in college get pressured as much as Jaron did, whoever played anywhere near as well as Jaron played. That's the reality. Yes, it is at UNC. We're on the road next week. So.
All right. Finally, I found it. Thank you, man.
What's that?
All right. So you guys ready for this? I finally found it, man. I've been looking for this for quite some time.
Which one?
All right. So, got some thunder. All right. So Jaron Williams, all right, against Florida, when kept clean, all right, he was 15 for 19, all right, which is 84.2%. Yards per attempt, 11.1. A passer rating of 130.5. Passing grade, 78.4.
That passing rating is a pro rating,
exactly.
Not the college rating.
Exactly.
That's a pro rating that the maximum you could get is 158.3.
That's when
130.
When Jaron Williams was kept clean, that's what he did.
Now add to that the fact that even when he was kept clean, he talked about it. Even Jaron himself admitted it. He said that even if he just got sacked, he has to go back to pass the next time and assume that the pocket's going to hold.
Mm.
All right. So that gives you an idea. And I cannot tell you any time I've seen a quarterback in their first college start get pressured as much as Jaron has. Jaron did. And completed 19 of 29 or 19 of 30 for 214 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, nothing even close to an interception. Playing against the best. We did not play a defense as good as Florida's all of last year.
Oh, yeah. And A63 Kane, you got to factor in the drops.
Correct.
Well.
Listen, I don't factor in the drops because it is all quarterbacks.
Yeah.
All quarterbacks get balls dropped against them. That get charged to them. So all of them do. But you're right. There was at least 2, if not 3 drops by Will Mallory. There was the drop by Jordan, not the one in the end zone, the one that would have been for a first down.
The third down.
That Jaron put it on third down, put it right where he could dive for it, and he didn't come up with it. The tough catch, it would have been a tough catch by Jeff Thomas. But if you're a primetime receiver, that's a catch that you need to make it. And I think Jeff Thomas would tell you that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you do have to factor those in, but the reality is all quarterbacks have to deal with drop passes, but we do got to clean up the drops, Brandon. You're absolutely right. We've dropped too many passes. I think I'll go with at least 3 were dropped, if not 4.
Yeah.
that I think were drops, and that's going to the same. That's headed for the same type of season in terms of drops that we had last year, where we had like 40 drops as a team.
Miguel wants to know who are your breakout players for the UNC game. Even though, mind you, UNC game's not until next week, and so I mean, we're going to talk
right
about that North Carolina game.
Yeah, I would expect you're going to see Cam Harris have a day. I think Cam's going to have a day.
You think Zoe gets in there?
I think Zoe might very well get in there. Zoe might. Listen, guys, I don't know if you guys saw the video that's out. It's on it's on YouTube under, I think it's Inside the U, of Lorenzo Lingard going through the drills. He looks pretty damn close. If he's not ready, he looks like he's pretty close.
I mean, so I just you heard that?
Yeah, that's some serious thunder.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we did have 3 fumbles. Yeah, and that's something, and that's another. Jaron has to clean up the ball security, and we were fortunate that we ended up recovering them.
I think Jaron could take off more too, man. I understand, like he's like a pass first quarterback, and that's
right.
I love it, but I feel like
when he took off, you saw the speed.
Yeah, and we should have got that first down too. That was a terrible spot, but whatever.
That's fine. Saeed Mallory has to show out. Absolutely, he's a Green Tree All-American. That's exactly what he's. Listen,
100%, man.
I've always said this, guys. Okay, my team, it's our team. I should say that. I always say my team. Our team is the Hurricanes, and we're going to root for them. But at the same time, you can't be doing what you have been doing since spring through fall camp, and then have an opportunity in a game like Florida, and not come up with the passes when they're thrown at you. Right. So he absolutely has to step up.
Yeah, 904.
I want to see Mallory stepping up, in fact.
Yeah, me too. Do you think the lack of pressure on Franks had a lot to do with game plan, like Garvin playing spy? If yes, do you think the plan should have been like to get after Franks more?
No, 904. Listen, I think we talked about, because the thing is, if we would have get after him more, then you're going to get guys not staying in the rush lanes.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yes, maybe we would put more pressure on Franks, got him more sacks, but then Franks would have gotten like 40 yards rushing. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, we use Garvin as a spy at times. At the few times that Trayvon Hill was in there, I think he was the spy also, or playing the Viper. And we stayed in our rush lanes. If what you saw is you didn't see any of our guys running around, like when the defensive end, bends around the edge and gets pushed past the quarterback. You didn't see that because we did not want to let Franks out of our contain.
Mm-hmm.
So 904, I think that was by design. We still should have had more sacks though, because Rousseau, like I said, should have had 3 because he had that one, but there was 2 other times that Franks got away from him. So if we get 3 or 4 sacks, we're not talking about the pressure on him. But I do think we spied on him quite a bit. A linebacker spy on him, as Sammy was saying. I mean, you have a point, and I do think Shaq spied on him quite a bit, and I think even Pinckney might have once.
Yeah. So Sammy thinks we should have had a linebacker on spying instead of Garvin.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, that's a solid point, but we did have him. Yeah. We did have linebackers spying on him too.
Calvin says too many penalties, man. Hey, way too many penalties.
Absolutely, Calvin. Absolutely.
And some of those penalties were on Jaron as well, man.
And some of them were on Enos.
On Enos.
Listen, just because I think Coach Enos is a great hire, but he didn't have his best day. And some of those penalties, you could tell that the personnel package was not coming in until there was like 10 seconds left on the clock sometimes.
Yeah. Saeed says Trayvon Hill looked like the most explosive off the ball, in my opinion. Wish he would have played a lot more. Me, I'll be honest with you. I think Rousseau is the one that looked the most explosive coming off the ball, man.
Yeah, I think so too. But to Saeed's point though, absolutely Trayvon Hill needs to play more.
And I love talking trash to Franks. You saw when he got his in Frank's face.
Yeah, he almost got that penalty though. I didn't want him to get the penalty.
He did almost get the penalty.
But Saeed,
that's not a fight Franks wants to pick either.
No, it's not. That's not definitely not. That's a fight he's gonna lose. Saeed, I think with Trayvon, it's hard for me to judge how much was him not being played or him still not being 100% with that whole shoulder and his issues in terms of, like they were saying, he's still getting his football shape, back, in terms of being able to put in, a lot of snaps. So I don't know, Saeed, how much was one and how much of the other.
Yeah.
So
Miguel Grant said Corey Flagg just blew up a tight end.
Oh, you're watching high school football? Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, Corey, I'll tell you what, you're going to get everything he has. That young man doesn't know anything about letting up at all. At all. I mean, he's not the most gifted young man, and but when he goes on that football field, he's going to give you everything that he has.
Yeah. Bro, what Rob knows, he actually played pretty good versus
He did.
Webb.
He did.
Yep.
Yeah, that could HJS. That could have very well been. I do think he was behind Knowles on the depth chart. I do think Derek Smith was behind Knowles on the depth chart.
I think that's a
just
fact.
like I think Nigel Bethel was behind Christian Williams and Takori Couch.
Yeah. 904, I think we talked about this earlier on about seeing a dose of DJ and the Wildcat in every single game.
Yes, I do.
I think it depends, man. I think if the running game is going and it's flowing and the offense is, I don't see a reason why to do it.
True. That would be the only way I don't say to use it is if the running game is going really, really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, for you guys that didn't know, Clemson's up 14-0 and there's 2 minutes left in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Have you tuned in to the UNC game? No, Brandon, my understanding the UNC game is at 8:00. Did they change it? They move it to 3:30? Oh, you mean this? I'm sorry. Brandon, you're talking about this Saturday to watch UNC. I'm sorry, buddy. Yeah, they're playing South Carolina. That might be the one you're talking about that's at 3:30.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carrie, Robert Knowles did play well. Guys, if you want, I know we're getting close to 2 hours. If you guys want to start firing some rapid fire, I'll answer. We'll answer the questions as quickly as we can.
Dan Kane. We need new linebacker. Oh, you ain't kidding, Dan. We need new linebackers next year. How good can our current linebacker recruits be? Should they play? Who will be awesome? Who is a must get?
I'm really happy with Alvin Mathis.
Mm-hmm.
I am really happy with Tyreek Austin Cave.
Mm-hmm.
Must get remaining out there. The only one I put in that category would be Justin Flowe.
Trent Simpson, if you're gonna
or Trent Simpson, absolutely. Or Trent Simpson, I think would be an incredible get. Trent Simpson, I like him as much as I like. I'm not going to say Flowe, but I like him as much as like Savell Smalls. So I would definitely love Trent Simpson. And Avery Huff is the guy that I'm really excited to see once he's up to speed how good he can be.
Yeah, Gio says, Junior, do we run the ball more against North Carolina? Use more play action? I mean, the best way for play action to work is if you're running the football well. I mean, sometimes I didn't understand the play action in that Florida game because we couldn't run the ball up the middle to save our lives. Frankly, I mean, we weren't really getting anything in the running game going unless it was like DJ and the Wildcat or whatever. But you need to run the football in order for your play action to be deadly. And I think that, the way I see the North Carolina game playing out, I think we jump on them early. And then I think our running backs have a big day. I think Harris has a big day. I think DJ has a big day. But I do think that, we're gonna be very successful running the football. And I think that's when we're going to see some play action shots to Jeff Thomas, KJ. We're going to see some really good play action shots. But hey, man, if your running game is not successful, I mean your play action is not going to be successful either. So you need to run the football. But I do think that Jaron's going to have a big game, and I think we're going to go up early. And then I think our running backs are, I wouldn't be surprised if DJ and Harris go close to 100 apiece against UNC. That's what I'm expecting. But so I expect some really good I expect us to run the football very well, and I expect Jaron to hit some deep shots downfield with that play action for sure.
Yeah, and I think Harris and Mallory will both bounce back and have good games.
They better, man. Mallory especially.
Yeah.
I mean, Harris, if that holding call doesn't get called back, that puts us in a very good position.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Saeed, I think I got Florida State in that Florida State Boise game. HJS says Sam Brooks is going to be a beast. I agree. I think Sam's going to be very, very good. But I'm also excited to see Avery Huff. And out of the guys we have signed so far, Alvin Mathis on the outside, I think is going to be very good. And I like Tariq Austin Cave quite a bit also. Very athletic.
Kerry says, who was your offensive defensive MVP
Kevin
Saturday?
I'd say
I'm sorry, Kevin. You got Kevin first? Yeah, you got Kevin.
Yeah, I got Kevin first. Kevin, believe, buddy, we turned the corner. Judge us on the rest of the season. I think you're going to see some really big things for us this year. Yeah, Miguel. Oh yeah, we talked about that. He threw the kid backwards. Who was the offensive defensive MVP last Saturday? Gary, offensively, I'd say DJ Dallas. Defensively,
I'm giving it to Bandy.
Bandy or Romeo Finley.
I'm giving it to Bandy.
Yeah, Bandy played really, really well.
Yeah. I love the way Bandy played, man.
Brandon said that Harris had an okay game. I agree, Brandon.
Yeah, it was all right.
But it wasn't all that. But I think he's going to break out against North Carolina. I do think we'll see Lingard 904 against NC, maybe for a couple of carries just to get him some action. If not, North Carolina is coming very close. And you might see then against Bethune or one of the other, to get him in there.
Yeah.
O-line, Demetrius definitely needs some work. And I think they'll be much better against, not just because the competition is not as good, which will be part of it, but I think that experience of getting their butts handed to them, I think is a wake-up call, and I think it's something that's going to make them better down the line.
It's a good question, A63 Kane. What's up with Henry Parrish contacting the coaches? You think they're going to take him with Chaney?
That's a good question. I've been giving that a lot of thought. Man, at what point do you not care about measurables when a guy is that much of a producer? If the reason we haven't been on Parrish is that if you look at his measurables, you say, yeah, that's a guy who is a high school star, but he doesn't have the athleticism in terms of speed and overall size to play at the next level. Because he's not fast and he's not big. But then all he does is playing against very tough competition. He runs for 1,800 yards last year. Tore up Belen Jesuit in their first game this year. Okay. Listen, Henry Parrish only committed to Pittsburgh because Miami wasn't showing him love. Yeah, man. You know what? We gotta take him.
Yeah,
we gotta take him.
Brandon says a good example is Bandy. Everybody was talking about his size, and look at him.
Yeah, we gotta take him.
We
gotta take him. Listen, the young man, all he does is produce.
Yeah. D Pool says I think you guys are gonna use Hightower and Pope a lot on crossing routes against North Carolina. I would love to see Pope. I think Pope, especially on the crossing riders, but I would like to see Hightower, go on some go routes and some fades, especially if you're like in the red zone. I would love to see some fades to Hightower. I just want to see more of them, frankly.
Yeah. I think D. I think we didn't play him. D. I know you are a Florida fan, and your cornerbacks are legit. Your cornerbacks are definitely legit. And I think that's one of the reasons why. I mean, I knew they were legit before the game, so it's not that we doubted that. Yeah. But I think you didn't see Hightower and Pope more, maybe because of your corners, because of Florida corners.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I definitely expect to see both of them more against UNC.
Yeah. What else we got, guys? We're just about wrapping it up, man.
Bill K said it's true. Jerry Rice wasn't fast.
No, he wasn't.
That's right.
He wasn't. He just worked harder than everybody else.
All day. I do think you'll see Jeremiah Payton working his way into the Bill K says it's true. Evan Smith wasn't real fast. Yeah, but Parrish got timed, I believe, like at 4.7 and change. I'll double check that. You can see his profile and pull it up. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with Parrish. You can't argue, man. It's just every time he touches the ball, he averaged 10 yards a carry last year on those 1,800 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, playing against the best high school football in the country.
Yeah.
How do you say, yeah, I get he has a very good team around him. I get that. Okay, that's true. Okay, but he still gets it done. So at what point do you say, I don't care what the stopwatch says? You know? Listen.
I think he's shown enough, dude, that you could not care about what the stopwatch says.
You have to. You have to, because the guy just produces. Listen, you can go to any park and find guys that are super studs when you're timing them in with a stopwatch, and then you put pads on them and they can't play dead.
Yeah.
Parrish gets it done and gets it done and gets it done. Sooner or later, you gotta put him in there.
Yeah.
Saeed, double check. You know what? As you're go ahead and answer some of the questions. Junior, I want to check.
Clayvon says NCAA doesn't want Bubba to join that defense. That would be a diabolical combination.
You're 100% right.
100%, man.
I can't wait to get Bubba in there.
And that Chop and Enzo will be, yeah. I mean, against Henderson. Wait, what? If Hightower was matched up, yeah. I mean, yeah, because Hightower has the size. So I mean, Henderson was all over JT4 in that touchdown. The problem is, is Hightower able to get that quick, that little separation that he got from Henderson very quick? You know, that made him have an opportunity to make a play on the ball. But I mean, yeah, Hightower has the body, man.
Yeah. Here's Parrish. I wanted to put up Parrish's. He got timed at 4.66 with a 31.6 vert and a 4.43 shuttle.
Say it again. I'm sorry.
He got timed at 4.66 in the 40 with a 31.6 inch vert and a 4.43 in the shuttle.
Yeah.
That's the thing, guys. Man. You'd like to see a better shuttle time. You'd like to see a better 40 time.
Yeah.
You'd like to even see a better vertical jump, because 31.6 doesn't show very much explosiveness.
Hey, but dude,
especially, here's the thing, guys. Also, I want you to keep this in mind. He is listed at 183 pounds and 5'10".
Right.
So what happens when he gets to 205?
Yeah. But you could say the same thing about players like Corey Flagg, where you don't see the measurables necessarily pop out at you. But I mean,
listen, guys, if it was my decision, if you would have asked me that 2 months ago, I'd say he's not a take for us. And that's what Manny said, because that's why Henry Parrish committed to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Right now, he's a take. He's a take, because I'm sorry, you can't. It's when you continuously do it against the toughest high school competition in the country, it's not a fluke.
Yeah.
So maybe he runs a 4.66 even with pads on.
Yeah, maybe.
You know?
But hey, we're just about to get out of here, man.
No, 8.63. I think Jalen Knight actually was running in the 4.5s. I don't think he's as fast as he might have run, even close to what Chaney ran. But he's not, he's also like an all-purpose type back. So, and I think a lot of people are scared away by the short shuttle time. For a running back, you'd like to see better than a 4.43. But again, guys, listen, I'll take him. I'll take him. Clavon was asking about Elias Ricks.
Elias Riggs, yeah. We did talk about him. I mean, the fact that he's gonna visit, I think, is big.
Yeah, Clavon, I think it's huge. I think it definitely puts us in there. Yeah. So, and Dan was asking who could be our Braxton Berrios. Are you asking in terms of recruiting or who's on the team currently? Because who's on the team currently, I mean, it's KJ Osborne would be that go-to sure thing.
Next year it's gonna be Restrepo.
Next year, and Marcus Fleming. We got two monster slot guys.
Yeah.
Yes, Saeed. I do think Knighton was about 4.53.
Yeah,
and Knighton was thicker. Because that's the thing with Henry is it's not like he only runs a 4.66, but he's 220. You know, he's 5'10", 180, 183 is what he's listed at. So,
who's the other running back that A63 Kane's talking about from Pinellas?
Jalen Knighton, is that what you're talking about?
I think he's talking about who's the other running back?
Are you talking about Marvin Scott?
Who?
Is that you're talking about Marvin Scott? Because that I love that guy, but I think he's actually going. Oh, okay, yeah. I haven't heard. Is that's who you're talking about? As Toafili? As far as I know, I haven't. 863. That's who they actually wanted was Jalen Knighton to pair with Chaney. But I think Knighton did what Asa Martin did and looked at what our team is going to look like next year, our running back room, and said, "No, that's good. I'm getting out of here."
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I haven't heard any traction at all with him. The only other one I heard that there was traction earlier on was Marvin Scott, and I think Scott's headed to Tennessee, I believe. You know, the thing with Henry Parrish again comes back to at some point you cannot deny the production. So he gets it done, however he gets it done.
Well, all right, Canes fam. That's about it for tonight, man. We're going on 2 hours. Let's see what's up with this Clemson game, and the Dolphins are playing too. So, but it was a good one, man. We're gonna be doing a X's and O's breakdown this weekend. So be on the lookout for that. We might also do just some little Florida. Probably it might not be a long video, but maybe some videos of the Florida game on things that we can improve on, promising things that we saw. And of course, we're gonna do a North Carolina preview next week. You know, it's not gonna be live because we got the stream taken down and stuff like that. But we're gonna do our own video with our own UNC breakdown, and that's gonna be released as well next week before Saturday's game, of course. As always, guys, if you're new here, subscribe, like, comment, hit that share. Any questions that we didn't get to tonight, please leave them in the comment section when the video is already posted, and we'll go ahead and get to them. You know, but you got anything to add, Big Dog?
Yeah, just a couple of ones real quick. Dan K made a great point. Kudos to all hail David Feely because no injuries in a hard-fought game. Our guys look a lot better shape. That's one of the reasons why our starters play 90% of the snaps.
Yeah.
904 Hurricane was concerned with the offensive line recruits. I really like Jalen Rivers. Really, really like Jalen Rivers. I think he's going to be a primetime tackle. And I like the guys that we have. Chris Washington is more of a developmental guy. Antonio Smith looks like he's going to develop into a heck of a center or a guard. Overall, listen, I think we need to play better offensive line, but I think we have the manpower to do it. It's just going to take some time. Yeah. And I think Butch Berry's headed in the right direction. Sammy was asking about Daslin and Worsham, the 4-star decommitted from Bama. Sammy, we're still in it. He's still flip-flopping back and forth in his head between us and Bama. But to me, Sammy, I'm not a fan. That guy ran a 4.8 and has hip issues and ran a 4.8 40. If you look at his film, he doesn't look like 4.8, but he doesn't look like Miami speed either. And I don't see why we're going to take a possession receiver from Alabama just because we can take them, we can flip them. When we have receivers that are more talented locally that have considerably more speed. So I'm not a big fan of Worsham. And I think that was Kentron Portier. There's a great example. That's a great example. And Kentron is even bigger than Daz and a better prospect. So that's the thing. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Daz Worsham, but if we get him, we'll get him. But I've watched a lot of film on him, and yeah, he doesn't look like 4.8 like when he ran, but he's also already had hip issues. I don't see why really that he's a take. But apparently he is, because he's still deciding between us and Alabama. And yes, Miguel, I do think we'll see more of the playbook against USC. So, yeah, Saeed says mini Megatron. What about Walker? Yeah, Joseph, I had mentioned Walker named Florida as his leader and has us as number 2. So that's the latest on Walker. All right. We good?
All right, man.
Gentlemen, if we didn't get to your questions, you want to post them in the comment section. We always get to them.
Yeah.
So
like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff if you're new here, man. Every single Thursday we're here, 7 p.m. Be on the lookout for more videos. You guys have a great night.
As always, it is all about this you.
Yes, sir. You guys have a good night.
Smash the like, guys. Thank you.